Good morning, Shravan.
Good morning. Good
Yes,
morning.
can you please turn on your video?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Shall we start, Shravan?
It's totally up to you.
Yeah. We have crossed 200 delegates, so that I think we can start. Okay, right.
Sure.
Good afternoon, all of you. And on behalf of the organizers from Annamol College of Education, I welcome you all to the second day of the 5 days capacity building course on enhancing teacher effectiveness for creating a progressive society. I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Shravan Kumar, who is to present on the topic, Turning Good Teachers into Great Leaders. It's my pleasure to welcome and introduce Dr. Shravan Kumar, who is a facilitator in the usage of ICT with the expertise of communication, ELT, and contemporary literary theories. He has 15 years of experience and currently working as associate professor in Amity Institute of English Studies and Research, Amity University, Noida. He has actively participated and presented papers in more than 70 national and international seminars and conferences. He has authored 13 books for his credit and 5 chapters in reputed books. His research papers are published in national and international journals. He has also chaired many paper presentation sessions and delivered more than 50 lectures as plenary speakers and resource person in national and international seminars and conference. And he has also organized many national and international workshops and conferences. He is the chief editor and publisher of an online quarterly journal, The ELT Practitioner, and member of the editorial board of Illuminati, an international journal and the Journal of English Language Teaching of ELTI. He is the national vice president of the English Language Teachers Association of India since 2018, and prior to that, he served as the national joint secretary of ELTI since 2014. I am happy to welcome such an eminent personality as today's speaker, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of takeaways from his session. A few announcements to the participants. Please don't ask for feedback link in between the session. It will be shared only at the end of the session, that is by 12 p.m. Join our Telegram chat and also subscribe to our college's YouTube channel, which is Annamal College. Now over to Dr. Shravan Kumar. Is Shravan?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I wish to say heartiest congratulations for conducting this wonderful FGP. And thanks for the management who has given this opportunity, to the speakers as well as the participants, those who are getting benefited. And I'm really very happy to see the title and the topic of the FDP also, and the topic which you gave me, turning good teachers into great leaders. I think teachers, leaders, they both are same in terms of their work. So what I'm going to do in my session, I'm simply going to tell or trying to find out who is teacher, who is leader, are they equal, or a kind of an activity, and then we'll try to identify the good skills and attributes of a teacher and a leader, as well as few little stories due to which we can fix that. See, a teacher can be a leader, and at the end you are free to ask any question. So just to start my session, my request is, chat box is enabled for all the participants?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So just to begin the session, a very interesting way. Can anyone recognize this person? Can anyone? If yes, please write in the chat box. And I'm expecting that you all will be writing in the chat box.
Can you see this chat box, Shravan?
No, I'm unable to see.
Okay. Canada President Justin Trudeau. Many are giving the answer.
Yo, great. Wow.
Okay.
Wow, wow. Great. And I think then you also know that he is a you all have said, but he taught mathematics, French, humanities, and drama at the Prince of Wales Secondary School and the West Point Grey Academy. So, a leader, you know him due to his leadership, but previously he was a teacher. Okay, this one. Oh, just a minute. Please write the answers. Yes.
Yes, they are
One,
giving.
two.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are giving.
Great. I think everyone can name him, but you know, he is the 13th, you all know, the Prime Minister. But before that, he was a senior lecturer at the Punjab University between 1957 to 1965. Great time period. And also served as a professor of international trade at Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi, again for more than 2 years. Okay, now the third one, I think I need answers in the chat box.
Yes, Dr.
Yes, yes,
Radhakrishnan, they are
yes,
giving.
yes. No, no, not Ramanujam, not Ramanujam.
Yeah.
No, not Madan Mohan Malviya. No, yes, Radhakrishnan. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, great. And I think you all know the history of Teachers Day and everything. No need to share all these things. But yes, he was an assistant professor and later professor of philosophy at Madras Presidency College, professor of philosophy at the University of Mysore, King George Fifth Chair of Mental and Moral Science at the University of Calcutta, and Spalding Professor of Eastern Religion and Ethics at the University of Oxford. So again, a leader who was a teacher. Now, who can recognize this man? Who can recognize this man? Anyone? See, the purpose behind showing these pictures by which I can inspire that see these many teachers who were great leaders and who are great leaders, many of them are. Okay, don't know, sorry, Sarah. No. Oh, a scientist, Ripunjay. Forgotten the name. Okay, okay. Yes, someone from West Bengal. Great guess. He is Tathagat Roy and the governor of Meghalaya. And he also served as professor and founder head of the Department of Construction Engineering, Jadavpur University, Kolkata. And more than 20 years, see, 1990 to 2010. Okay. And this one, I think the chat box should be flooded with the answers. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone knows. Clap for you all. And even, I was not aware that he was a teacher. When I was researching on this topic, then I found and I was amused to see that he taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago from 1992 to 2004. Again, a great time span. Okay, next one. Again, an Indian. Who can? Yes, who can? Yes. No, no, not Chitambram, not Chitambram. Yes, Subramaniam Swamy. And he is Rajya Sabha member of parliament. And he was full-time professor of mathematical economics at the IIT Delhi from 1969 to 1991. See, again, great leaders, great teachers, and are adorable. I don't know, I don't need to ask the name itself. Lovable, adorable, a person. Everyone wants to become like him. Obviously, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and he taught technology and social transformation at the Anna University, Chennai. And he was visiting professors in various IIMs, like IIM Shillong, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore. So, thank you everyone, those who have written answers in the chat box to make my session a kind of interactive. Why have I asked you to recognize those faces? Because you know, these are the teachers, those who have taught us so many things. And before understanding who are teachers, we need to understand the learning and teaching process by which, because all the teachers, I think more than 342 participants are in the session, and you all are teachers. And above all, somehow, somewhere, you all are leaders also. But just to hone few skills due to which you can be considered as good leader, that we are going to discuss in the entire session. But before that, can anyone please tell me what is your understanding of teaching and learning process? Only one or two answers will suffice my talk. Am I not audible? Somebody is saying no audio.
No, you're absolutely audible.
Okay, thank
Problem
you.
with their device, I think.
Okay, it's a lifelong process. Okay, one more answer. Teaching learning process is mutual. Yes, absolutely. This is a process, you all know, no need to describe, and this is not the right time to talk about all these things. But before moving to the teachers and then teachers converting into leaders, I want to know the metaphors for teaching and learning process. Please, I need answers. You all have said dissemination of wisdom, mutual and reciprocal. See, do you agree with this? That learning and teaching, you know, shaping of formless clay. Do you agree with this? Okay. The second one, which I find, writing on a blank slate. Okay. Then filling of pots. Okay. And above all, lighting of fire. Do you agree with all these four metaphors which I have mentioned here? So sorry, I disagree with these metaphors. Seriously, I disagree with these metaphors. Do you know the reason? Because observe this picture. Can you find these are formless clay? Can you say these are blank slate? Do you think they need fire? These are our kids to whom we are teaching. We need to change the myths of these metaphors. We can't say these are formless clay. Not at all. See the pictures, see the expressions. They know so many things. Simply, we need to guide them. So, in my understanding, new metaphor is journey. We go ahead with our students. And while this kind of discovery, while we are moving along with our students, we find so many new things. And at that time, at that particular time, leadership works. Then construction of building, they have something. We need to simply put in perfect way by which we can construct something, we can give a proper shape in terms of their own uh, understanding, their own knowledge. So that's why we can't say they are formless clay. And to explore, excavation, time to time we need to talk to them, time to time we need to find out what are you doing, how you are doing, and how can you improve. See, exploration is the best way. And while we are exploring, again, leadership plays very important role. So in my opinion, this is my, you all can disagree, but in my understanding, teachers are helper. Nowadays, we all help our students. Teachers are guide, counselor. Teachers are co-traveler, and teachers are facilitator. While facilitating, while moving ahead with them, while guiding them, we all need the skills of leadership. So, and even sometimes we need to find out, we need to act as a catalyst just to inspire them, just to ignite their minds in terms of by doing something. When you are doing something on your own, definitely you are a leader. So all the time, all the teachers are, particularly they all are leaders. So if you see, there are ample of definitions and ample of things which we say that who are the good teachers. But few points which I find relevant enough to say, if any person has these qualities, then that person is a good teacher. The first one is communication skills. Second, listening skills, collaborative skills. These are the 5 skills which I jotted down, I have listed out. And see, listening skills comes under communication skills. But I have specifically, intentionally written in different, under 2 registers, because listening empathetically is a very important thing nowadays. In the age of this technology, we need to listen to our students very carefully. And so if a teacher has, I don't need to explain all these points, I'm very much sure, because you all are teachers, if a person has good communication skills, he or she can very well convince others. Listening skills also, ethical and discipline. A person must reach his classroom, her classroom on time, in time, ethically, like do not use any, unethical things, and obviously knowledgeable and passionate towards his or her work. So these are 5 points which I have jotted down here, and due to which these 5 points, I tried to find out few qualities of a good leader also. In my understanding, a leader should also a good communicator. Leader should be committed and passionate, empathetic, resilient, visionary. So again, if you analyze those 5 features of a good teacher, which I have given, not I have given, simply I have jotted down, I have simply extracted from somewhere, extracted from my understanding. So if we observe these qualities, we find, see, good communication as it is, ditto, it is in a leader, it is in a teacher. Committed and passionate, in a teacher, dedicated, disciplined. Listening skills, empathetic listening skills. See, when you go to your field as a leader, when you try to understand their problems, and if you are not being empathized with their problems, then definitely you are not going to entertain by the public. And the resilient, obviously, this is the most important aspect of any leader. You need to present examples. You need to do and then set an example. And visionary, you need to think out of the box. So these are the 5 uh, characteristics which are more or less similar to the characteristic of a teacher. That's why, in my understanding, a teacher can be a leader or a leader can be a teacher. This is my opinion. Let's have your opinion. What do you understand? So I'm just stopping. Before that, I'm going to have, because you know what I say, I'm saying that a teacher can be a good leader, as well as I'm saying a leader can be a good teacher on the basis of those five characteristics which I discussed. So I'm requesting to you, all of you, please go to menti.com and use this code. I'll stop sharing my this screen after 1 minute. So please note down this code. Go to www.menti.com and then use 937862. I hope you all have written this code. I'll wait for 30 more seconds. Please note down somewhere because I need to upload, I need to share my another screen. So I need to stop this screen. I hope you all have noted down. Okay, now please use this code and let me share my another screen. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, great. So the first question is, I can see 412 participants in the room. I want at least 100 responses. As of now, there are only 22 responses. You all are requested to please help me in finding out that, you know, the common characteristics of a teacher and a leader. But whatever we can, you know, observe on the screen: passionate, communication skills, empathy, knowledge. I think this is what we have already discussed, and you all are also on the same page, which I'm saying. So it is going to be a great fun for me. Great. Okay, thank you. I have seen 60 responses, and those out of those 60 responses, if you see the common word, passionate, communication, empathic, empathetic, visionary, you can see the bold letters or the font, the bigger fonts. So these are the common words which are being extracted with the help of this site. Oh. Okay, and after this, now, as you all agree, so Another question for you. Can a teacher be a leader? Please reply with the same code. Code is same, I think, 937862. I'll stop after 60 or 65 responses because the graph of maybe is also increasing. So there is some doubt. That's why I'm waiting. Okay. Okay. See, you all have given a poll like, yes, a teacher can be a leader out of 68 responses. See the difference. But one person, I think 1 or 2% have given the responses in terms of no, and 7 or 8 people have given maybe. So yes, you are saying if it may be, it means if we improve those skills, because I have proved that there are more or less 5 skills, even you all have given the same skills which I have discussed, that common in both leader and teacher. Then why can't a teacher become a leader? I think definitely it can be, because every teacher wants to be good. But the what are the exact qualities that makes a good teacher or great teachers? What are the skills which we have already discussed, like skills, talents, and characteristics? And uh, do you think that those skills can be learned? In my understanding, a great teacher should have good communication skills, which we have already discussed, superior listening skills, deep knowledge and passion for their subject matter, the ability to build caring relationship with students, and approachability. Every student can reach the teacher. Excellent preparation and organizational skills. Manager that leads, that makes us, that opens a path towards leadership. Then a strong work ethic and community building skills. So these are few skills which every teacher possesses. But when we are talking about leadership, so if I remember, Jack Welch, the former chairman and CEO of General Electric, he was ahead in his time in terms of in own leadership practice. Through his own leadership experience, he has helped in popularizing the idea of the leader as teacher. And he also quoted, as a leader, as a leader, you have, as a leader, you have to have a teachable point of view. This is what he has quoted. And I'll request to all of you, please think about an excellent teacher you had in the past. I'm very much sure we all have excellent teachers in our past. And they might have, encouraged, motivated, helped us in discovering opportunities that incorporated our talents. And, even that teacher can be your football coach, your cricket coach, that taught you how to maximize your speed over the distance. See, any teacher But at the same time, he also reminded you the importance of maintaining academic attainment. Or maybe it was your family, your friends, teaching you to continue pushing yourself to succeed in the areas you love. See, everyone tries to tell us, everyone wants us to see at the acme of our success. So we have had many teachers throughout our lives, and if you have ever had to work under a leader, this is another example of a good teacher who treats as a leader. You know, sometimes I feel leaders brings out the best in others. The same thing is being happened with the teacher also. Teacher also, what we are doing, we are honing the skills of our students. So when we face any crisis, so an exemplary leader will influence and motivate no matter what, with both optimism and a drive, a passion. And the same happens with a teacher who sets an example and encourages others to work to his or her potential. See, I call many times my students to speak something. They come, but they are unable to speak. They say, "Sir, I have a stage fear." In that case, I need to come up. I need to explain how you can explain well. How can you speak well? So again, I need to set example. So a leader as a teacher will definitely bring out the best in their team. And one more important aspect which I wish to share, that good leaders and good teachers both are good role models. I think you all agree with the same, that a teacher or a leader, they can preach all their life, but this will never foster commitment. When a team sees its leader or teacher modeling the right way to handle things, it will follow. Because in a crisis, if you're doing something and that is wonderful approach, definitely the team is going to follow. Therefore, modeling is far more effective than giving a speech about. That's why we say, teachers, we always exhibit the ways. The leader always he does. So both the things, role model, that's why we can become a good role model. uh, and even you must have also seen these kind of examples in your real life. But I'll quote an example, a very short story. When the Miller Valentine group had to make an important grand opening event with a very little time, even you must have seen when you are going to the conferences, you must have seen the organizers, those who are pulling the chairs, keeping chairs in the way, in a arranged way. So they say, because they stepped into the work and say how he could help, of any help in the team. So rolling up, that person, that Valentine, Miller Valentine Group's CEO, rolling up his sleeves, he literally got down and dirty, and proving that leadership is not just titles and ranks. I think you all have seen, you all are doing all these things because it's all about setting positive examples. you know Scarcity of time, we don't have people to work, and then we need to step in, we need to work. Why? Just to set an example. See, I'm not only your leader, I'm your a member of your team also. So it's about setting positive examples and demonstrating that you are committed to your beliefs. So whenever you are doing all these things. Oh, my slide. Let me share my slide first. Whenever you are doing all these things, you need to understand that, see, as a teacher, I am performing all the duties of a leader also. So, as we have already, discussed the common points between teacher and leader. So, just a quick recap: good communication in both the people, listening skills and empathetic listening, collaborative, committed and passionate, ethical and disciplined, resilient, knowledgeable and passionate, and visionary. And if we are going to combine these 10 skills in one person, that person will be definitely a wonderful team leader. And So how you can, the turning role of teacher into leader. These are few other characteristics which we have already discussed, but some other terms: honesty and integrity, confidence, inspire others, accountability, humility, creative and innovative. I think this is the most, this is the need of an hour. And then the last one, in my understanding, emotional intelligence. There are various, there are ample of qualities. But what I feel as a teacher, because I'm also a teacher, a facilitator, I feel if I follow and or if I have all these kinds of attributes in me, definitely I can be one of the leaders. I can motivate others. So we'll talk about honesty and integrity. And this is what have been corroborated by President of United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower. He said the supreme quality of leadership is unquestionably integrity. I think a teacher, I think our first teacher is our mother. She always says, don't tell a lie. Integrity. Why? Just to become an honest person, just to maintain our integrity. So we all need to have this kind of honesty and integrity with us. The second is confidence. You all know sometimes we face many difficult situations. See, but in that case, if you observe this picture, a pawn, if he's thinking, no, I can do it, and assuming himself or herself as a king, uh, so that person can be a good leader as well as this is, teachers, sometimes we face a lot of managerial work at our institute, as well as we have to manage our classes also. I think you all are facing during this lockdown, you all are facing getting ample of mails, getting so many queries through, and even teaching classes through online mode. So just you need to have a kind of confidence. See, I can do that. And if you think that I'm sure, see, why, how can I think that, see, I'm a king? Being a pawn, I can think I'm a king because I'm sure about my diseases, my qualities. And if I'm sure, if I say, see, my dear friends, as a director of the institute, as a head of the department, if you say, my dear teachers, see, due to this pandemic, because you must have seen the resistance when this online mode came into picture. Many teachers said, our eyes, our health, obviously, these are few issues. But when your head has convinced you that, see, these are good qualities and we need to motivate, we need to help our student, then they have followed and we all are very comfortable nowadays. So that's what the very important thing, that you need to be very sure about your decisions and qualities. And sometimes, you need to show some swagger and assertiveness, but make sure there is a very fine thin line between confidence and overconfidence. So you should know the difference between confidence and overconfidence. If you know the difference, then you can show your swagger and assertiveness. No, this is what you have to do. You need to do assertiveness, but in a polite way, in a humble way, in a way by which you can convince others. So, confidence is another feature of a teacher as well as a leader. Now, another important thing: inspire others. One light is lighting another light. If you can inspire others, if you can motivate others, uh, even the John Quincy Adams, he also said that if your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. I believe out of these 462, there are many teachers, those who are member of English Language Teachers Association of India. And you all know there are more than 50 chapters in LTI. So those chapter heads, see, they are inspiring their members. they are conducting. See, if I take the example of even Jocelyn Madam, she is heading one of the chapters. And all the time I see that she is busy in one or other work. And due to this attitude, due to this behavior, she inspires others, other members also working very hard under her leadership. So inspire. And the same thing happens with a teacher also. When a teacher, let's see, as a teacher, if when I say, my dear student, when I teach in literature classes and I say, students, see, yesterday my paper, one of the papers published in Scopus Index Journal. So you can also write paper which can be published. So if I can do that, you can also do that, but you have to set an example. So for that, that kind of qualities you have to achieve. Now, accountability. This is the most important aspect of any leader. Even you attitude and we attitude, we all know when we write a letter or we write something. It's a very appropriate quote which I find. Arnold H. Glasgow. He mentioned that a good leader takes little more than his share of the blame and little less than his share of the credit. We all are working in a team. As a leader, it's my responsibility. See, I have given any task to my team, and now they are unable to give proper output. So this is not their fault. This is my fault. And as a leader, we need to take more share of the blame. As a leader, you can say, see, this is my fault, and I could not convey my things properly. That's why I take responsibility of this failure. But the success, if success comes, simply give the credit to your entire team that they have done, and obviously they have done. So this accountability factor, even even teachers always do that. Just imagine or just remember or try to assume you are coordinator of one of the events, any event. You all are conducting many events in your institutions and schools, and then in your school, your students have performed well. So you give entire credit to your team, your student. And if something, unfortunately, something has gone wrong, so my humble advice and even request, like if you want to be a good leader, take entire responsibility on your own shoulders, because you were the one who was the responsible for execution of this particular work. So accountability is again one of the very important thing for leader as well as teacher. See, humility. This is again very important. I love this aspect. Uh, you think more than yourself for others. You say, you think that, this person, can I give something to the person? And what are you doing as a teacher? We are giving so many things to our students. The same way as a leader also, you need to think about others. Because if you are not doing so, so then your pride will make you kind of, artificial. Thomas Merton has very rightly mentioned that pride makes artificial and humility makes us real. And this particular aspect of a leader, in the poll, many people have written selfless. Obviously, leader is selfless and always think about his or her followers. And I can give you real example of the same. I know one of my good friends. He got an opportunity. Basically, he's a writer. He got an opportunity to write with an international publisher. And he could have very easily written book under his authorship. But I know that he's a good leader. I know he thinks for his followers, for his association. So he offered that offer to that work, the offer which he got from very renowned international publisher. I'm not quoting the name, but he offered that offer to his team, and single person gave a kind of benefit, academic benefit, as well as monetary benefit. Obviously, international publishers always give good royalties. 12 people were involved in that entire project, so that is a kind of, a kind of leadership. You think, obviously you need to think about you, but before that you need to think about your followers, your known, because to whom you are leading. So that is that I know, I'm not exaggerating anything, I know the person who has done so. So this is the best way, this is the important aspect of a leader, a good leader. And even a great leader adopts a lot of emphasis on problem solving. If I find any problem, so if I'm a leader, then I'll not be talking about, problems. I'll be talking about solutions. I'll be trying to give the solutions, and which can promote others. And if you are promoting others, definitely you are a good leader. Don't promote yourself wherever you get any opportunity. Try to give to others. And then the most interesting and good feature of a leader as well as a teacher, I believe you all are student also, you all are learners also. So you love a teacher who is very creative and innovative, isn't it? And the same way, a leader who executes his or her opinion, ideas in a very innovative ways. So that person gives, a very innovative point of view, a very innovative ideas. So, and that is what, this is the only factor which separates a leader from a follower. If, because with the same IQ level, with the same knowledge, with same so many acumens, but what separates a leader from a follower? Even this has been answered by Steve Jobs. I think you all know the name of this person. He says innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. So you all need to be very, very creative, very, very innovative when you are in a classroom as well as you are leading a team. So this is the thing where you think out of the box with your unique ideas, turn those ideas, and try to talk about feasible ideas. Obviously in the very beginning the ideas will not, the thing like, the Einstein, he said, he found that rule of gravity, but nobody has believed in the very beginning when he said there is this kind of concept. Why does Apple, this the concept of Apple, I think you all know. So you need the same approach. You need to think and come up with a feasible solution to find your goals, to turn your goals into the real world. And at the last, this is the most amicable aspect of any leader as well as any teacher. Intelligence quotient, we all know. I think EQ also, we all know, emotional quotient. And nowadays we are talking about CQ also, cultural quotient. But as a leader, we need to understand our emotional intelligence. If I say, you remember Sachin's one of the centuries, where just after the funeral of his father, he turned that turn. So he controlled his emotion. And if you are able to control your emotion, definitely negative emotions cannot influence your decision making. Sometimes, if I'm going to take the decision, the risk factor, if I'm going to take a decision, then it's people say, I don't know whether this idea will be in terms of successful way or in terms of failure. So if you can control your emotions, so the negative aspect will not come to your mind and you will take the decision. And another aspect of this emotional intelligence, that if you can control, if you can understand the emotions of yours, definitely you can understand the emotions of others also, and you can care about the feeling of others, which is the most important thing. See the teachers, the lovable teachers in the around us, even in the institute, the teacher who understands the feeling of other, the students. The same happens with the leaders, because if you are understanding the feeling of leaders, academic leaders I'm talking about, so leaders, so they can very well execute, they can very well disseminate the information, whatever they wish to convey. And at last, this emotional, this EQ play very important role in conflict resolution, as I have said, mentioned earlier also, in any one of the crises. If you are in a crisis, there is some conflict, then your leadership ability, your decision making ability, your ability of controlling the emotions will definitely solve the problem of that conflict. So, uh, another important aspect of a leader, resilience. Bloom in odd situation, adverse conditions. If we if we analyze this picture of the, see a circular ball, adaptability. If, see, now after the adaptability, that ball can roll up. So this is the resilience, where you can come up with new approach, with a new way, and you can be, and this is what a leader, this is the thing which a leader can do. You need to sometimes, you need to understand the situation and then adapt yourself accordingly. And that's why, if you are resilient enough, definitely a leader will not talk about problems. A leader always talks about solutions, because you have seen people, those who are talking about, complaining about the problems, but great leaders always focus on solutions, not the problems. So if you have that kind of resilience, definitely you will be able to achieve that vision and purpose. And if you have vision, you know, today we are in 2020. What will happen in 2025? Are we going to adopt the same method? If we talk about a teaching and learning method, earlier it was chalk and talk method. Now it's a network teacher method. So you should have a kind of vision that after 5 years, what will happen? You should analyze, visualize, and if you can visualize the coming situations, then you can set your purpose. And once you set your purpose, definitely you can solve the problem. See, the technology, uh, I think very long, in 1980s, when technology came, the computer came, then many people, I'm not very much sure with the date, but I think after, at that time, or maybe in 1985, that time computers came, then many people, you know, resisted, hesitant. They thought that now there will be no job. Even today's artificial intelligence, people say with the help of artificial intelligence, there will be scarcity of job. But the visionaries are saying that this artificial intelligence, like I think artificial intelligence, you all know Alexa, this Google, say Google, something like that. These are the artificial intelligence. You can switch off your AC, you can switch off your mobile phone on your conversation itself. So all these things come under in artificial intelligence. And people, the technical people, the person from technology, they are saying that this artificial intelligence is going to replace many jobs. But leaders are saying not at all. This artificial intelligence will be one of the tools, and that's why those leaders come up with what next, what we are going to do in the next coming years. So a leader should always think, uh, always think about what coming next and how we are going to deal with that leadership, how we are going to come up with all these difficulties. So before I go to the question answer session, as Kamla Das has also shared my story, I also wish to share a very short story of mine. Uh, in 2009, No, not in 2009. In 2008, I became a member of English Language Teachers Association of India, LTI, you all know. Then I came to Noida, and this is what, see, why I'm sharing my story, because those characteristics, those attributes which I have talked about, I feel that I possess all these things. That's why I'm sharing all these things. So in 2011, I proposed to open a chapter as NCR Greater Noida chapter. And 3 years, I conducted many activities. I proposed many new activities. I proposed many new things to our association. I was very much involved even in the odd situations of my families. I didn't even I went to attend each and every conference of LTI and all the activities. So why I'm saying passion, disciplined way to conduct the activities to benefit our fraternity, teaching fraternity. This is what I did. And then in 2013 I got a call. And before that, I didn't, you won't believe, before that, and those who are listening, and if they are in the team, they are in the session, they can rely on me that uh, I didn't ever talk to any of the office bearers of English Language Teachers Association of India. And in 2013, I got a call that, Shravan, we are going to nominate you as joint secretary, sorry, as an executive member of the association. And that was the first day when I was identified by someone. They have identified me. And I was surprised to see that why have they chosen my name? Then I analyzed. And now if I analyze today, then I analyze maybe I have done all these things. That's why they have chosen me as one of the members of executive member. And after a year, they have promoted me. They have nominated me as joint secretary. And today I'm national vice president. So I think whatever I have taught, whatever I have told you today, whatever I have discussed, the qualities, the attributes, definitely a teacher is turning into a leader, and that any teacher can become a good leader. And I have given also my example. I don't say that I'm a good leader, but yes, I'm trying to give new solutions. I'm trying to find out many things, and I'm trying to give many new things to the society. That is all from my side. I'm open for any question.
Yes, a good title given in the hands of a great leader and a teacher today. I'm very happy, Shravan, and everyone are inspired by your session, and it's a very excellent presentation. Thank you for discussing the qualities and characteristics. And now over to the participants, and you can ask questions now. Anyone? If you have a question, you can raise your hand, or otherwise you can type in the chat box. Still, I haven't seen any question.
See, if we do not find questions, that says two things. I think you all know.
Four participants have raised their hands.
Okay. No, I got a question. What is blueprint?
Yeah.
Blueprint is a kind of tentative plan. What we are going to do. Let's see. When I got this this invitation from Jashlin ma'am, so she said, "Sir, you have to speak on this topic." Then I planned. I jot down few points. So I was preparing my plan, what I'm going to do in the session. So a plan, a tentative plan which you make, that is known as blueprint. And how to balance between administrative, just a minute, administrative responsibilities and academic responsibilities. Yes, that is what I'm telling, that you have to, if you are a leader, then you can make a control, or you can make a balance between administration and academic excellence, because with the help of your resilience attribute, with the help of your dedication, with the help of your discipline, with the help of a vision, with the help of your passion while for working, even after working hours also. So these are few things by which you can maintain your balance.
There was one question.
Yeah.
what are the significant characteristics in teaching? From the chat box,
Okay.
significant,
No, just a minute. Let me see.
after the blueprint,
Okay, after the blueprint
Sharath Basu, what are the remarkable significance?
of character,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
significance of character
Yes,
in teaching.
yes,
Obviously, humbleness, politeness, knowledge, communication skills. These are the few key characteristics of teaching. When you enter in the classroom, then you are the master of that class and you need to communicate with each and everyone in the class. Don't ignore the last bench, don't ignore the first bench. Try to reach each and everyone. And how can you reach? With the help of your communication skills, with the help of your blueprint. Again, the blueprint. If you have planned your class very well, definitely you can reach each and every one. So this is the, I think the question is remarkable significance of character. Yes, character, obviously character, character, what is character? Character is a combination of attributes of my personality, the personality, personal traits, whether I am honest enough or not, whether I am dedicated or not. So all these personal traits become my character. And if I am following these particular character, definitely we can reach each and every student. And that is the significance of teaching, because character showcases so many things. That the attributes which I have shared, or each and everything comes under, each and everything comes under the character. That makes you a person, that makes you a personality, and personality becomes the character. So I think I hope I have given the
May I
answer.
ask a question, sir?
Yeah, please, please.
I'm Dr. Nisha Mishra.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, like regarding leadership, there is a perennial question that is often popped up even by students, that are leaders born or made? So in continuation with this, on this line only, I would like to ask you, are teachers born, are teachers made?
Teachers born. Obviously, passion, commitment, devotion, they are born. See, in my profession, I sometimes we say by passion I'm a teacher, or by force I'm a teacher. So you love the teacher who is passionate enough, who is devoted enough. So I think this is my understanding. You may disagree with it, but a teacher is born teacher.
No, I completely agree with you, sir, because many a times I feel, when it comes to the net examination, the pattern in which that paper is set,
Yes.
that clearing that exam qualifies you to be a teacher, and I am very much against it. I personally don't feel that.
See,
So
those things are few parameters to check our abilities. But we can't say if we are not passing that net or SLET, we are not teacher, not at all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. See,
Thank
I
you,
don't
sir.
think Radhakrishnan ji, our first president of India, he has passed any net examination. I don't think so. Abdul Kalam ji, I don't think so. But they are good, great, true leaders, and we all
Yes.
we all love them.
Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome, most welcome.
Any other stipulation?
I can
Okay.
see Mamta Baluja on the screen.
Yes, I saw her.
Yeah, and yesterday
Mamta
even if you wish to ask, because even in the yesterday's session, I found her so engrossed and
Very
so
active.
yeah, very active participant. Even I know her personally.
Very active.
I know he's very active
I see.
teacher.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Shravan.
Mamta ma'am.
I had floated my question that we feel, do you feel that time management is an important aspect both for teachers and leaders? For leaders, definitely.
Obviously,
But how about for
obviously.
teachers?
Yes, obviously. Time is, golden movements for anyone. See, we started our session sharp at 12, and
12,
we are approximately reaching, at 1. And
1.
within 2 or 3 minutes, we are going to wind up the session. And accordingly, you must have seen I have tailored my presentation as per the given time. I have given 7 minutes for the question answer. So the
But it
time
is,
you need
it's a
to understand.
wonderfully power-packed presentation, so
Thank
very
you. Thank you.
meaningful and helpful, you know. It helps us relook into our own selves. Just as you said that if we make our passion our profession, we can be true inspirers for others. And you definitely have been a role model all through.
No,
All
this is your humbleness. So
no,
humble you
no,
are.
no.
Uh,
Definitely.
I can see a question in the chat box: how to focus on students who are emotionally distracted? Very good question. See, emotionally distracted. I think uh, we should stop saying distracted, emotionally distracted. We should not say they are emotional. And if we develop our emotional quotient, and if we understand our emotions, definitely we are going to understand their emotions. And any person, let's see, if I very critically analyze this particular question, emotionally distracted means he's not in the classroom, he's not studying properly. So it is our responsibility as a teacher, as a leader, to find out what does he want to do, and what is the thing due to which he is moving towards that particular thing. In that case, we need to identify, and we need to guide the person, guide the student with emotions, with his emotions, give the examples, and definitely we can handle those students in our classroom.
Any more questions?
Somebody has asked, please share tips to improve communication skills of students. Although I can share now, but it will take a lot of time, because communication skills is, you know, you can say my love, and I can talk for days. And again, the time management will play important role here. Like, I need to give the answer of this question, I need to talk within a minute. So uh, just to improve the communication of his skills of his students, I think we need to make them confident. See, you can speak, because if I talk about your you are speaking. If you are speaking in your own language, you are speaking English. So whatever you are, if I talk about, sometimes we say improve communication skills means to improve your skills in talking English. So my only request, my only suggestion is, please make them learn, make them understand that, see, you haven't gone anywhere to learn your native language. Assume yourself as a kid, as a child of 3 to 4 years, who started saying any wrong word with confidence, whatever. And he didn't bother for so-called, prestige issue, and he enjoyed that errors. And at the end, he or we, even we started saying something wrong in very beginning, when we were child, and nobody has stopped us. So we don't need to bother about the society. Be confident and start speaking. I think that is the only way by which you can improve your communication skills.
Yes, that's all I think.
Yes, I think I can't find any other questions.
How to involve students in any interactive activities?
What? Can you please repeat?
How to involve students in any interactive activities?
See, I have given you 3 examples today, even my today's session. I asked you that, see, I want at least 100 responses for those questions. I want at least 50 responses. See, sometimes we need to be kind of, assertiveness, which I told you, that sometimes you need to say, see, if you're not going to reply, I'm not going to go ahead. You need to do that. So I think you can very well engage, and simply, again, the role of blueprint, the plan. What are you thinking? How you are going to execute your way? You must have seen in my presentation, I started with the pictures of great leaders, those who are or were teachers. So just to make it inquisitive in your mind that, see, if these are the leaders, great leaders, and they were teachers, so why can't why can't we? So accordingly, we need to plan, and we can achieve the interaction amongst our.
And around 50 in YouTube also. YouTube is also going side by side, and many participants are also there And even there, we get a lot of good positive feedback for this wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Because they are good teachers. That's why they have given good feedback.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Good teachers always request you, if possible, can you please turn on your camera, because I can see who the person who is giving the gratitude. I'll request.
Ma'am, actually, your camera.
It's okay. No worries. No worries. Go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I express a deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Shravan Kumar, Associate Professor, Amity Institute of English Studies and Research, Amity University, Noida, and National Vice President of LTI for accepting our invitation to be the resource person for this session on the topic, Turning Good Teachers into Great Leaders. His presentation was very amazing, and it gave us all a clear picture on the importance of leadership skills for teachers and on the ways through which teachers can be transformed into great leaders. Thank you, sir, for the insights you have given us. I thank all the participants for staying with us for the second day of the course and also for your enthusiastic participation. I express my sincere thanks to our college secretary, Mr. S. Muralidharan, and our principal, Dr. Jaismin Sharmila, for their guidance and leadership, which help us to organize things with success and ease. Once again, I thank one and all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, each and everyone.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I'll catch you over WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.